Hey guys, Lindsay here. I am back with a little update on our minimalism journey and a little information on how things are going with our house and stuff like that. I have some news for you that I said I would share. So let's get right into it. So I told you that we were trying to be more like minimalists because we wanted to free up our space, have less stuff, free up our time, just have more time and things, more time for important stuff. And it just seemed to me like our lives were just getting full and bogged down by just our stuff, taking care of our stuff, laundry and all kinds of things. And it's, sorry, there's this fly in here driving me nuts. So we went through our things, and I also talked with my kids about this, and they were totally on board because they thought that would be great to have less stuff to worry about. It would take less time to put their laundry away, things like that. They'd have more room for the stuff they enjoyed more, which was another point that I made to everyone in my house, that I think it's more important for us to keep things that bring us happiness, bring us joy, and that we're actually going to want to use all the time versus having things that we're unsure of, or we're just keeping around just because. So we have been able to fill up and get rid of around 15 bags, 30-gallon bags of stuff. There were a few little 13-gallon bags, probably about 5 or 6 of those. And the stuff was donated. We did not throw it out. There were some items we had to recycle. And there were some things that were just downright junk, stuff from our basement. Not clothes or anything that could be used, but stuff that just was not able to be used again. Darn fly. So we did put those in a dumpster. We have a dumpster over at my parents' house right now that we are sharing. Another thing that I'm proud of my kids for doing is they went through a lot of their games. I know these days electronics are like the big thing. My kids went through and got rid of some games they were not playing. We had Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and they were not being played. The guitars were sitting in a corner, the games were just taking up space, so we got rid of those. They went through and got rid of some things they were no longer using as far as like accessories for their games. For instance, we have Skylanders, and they have a little power portal that you put the characters on to play them in the games. We had 3 of those. You use one at a time, 1 per game. So that was another way that my kids were able to reduce their amount of things. Another thing about minimalism that I've learned is that you don't just want to reduce the physical things in your life. There are other things you need to get rid of as well, especially things that might be costing you money that you're not using. For example, we were paying so much for our cable package. Like, we have a package that's cable, internet, phone. We weren't really using the home phone. We weren't using all of our channels for our cable package. So since we have Roku boxes and I think we had like 4 of them, and that's all we needed. One is a little more outdated, but my boys can use it to watch Netflix. We decided it was more beneficial to get rid of the cable and our home phone and just keep our internet package, and we just bumped it up just a little bit so we'd have enough for streaming for when the kids wanted to watch things, because of course streaming uses a lot more the internet data and things like that. By getting rid of the cable and the phone and having Netflix, and we did get a Hulu package for some of those channels my husband did want to watch and things that I wanted to watch, we are saving around $70 a month now, which to me is a huge savings, because that's $70 we can put towards something else that we need, or put it in savings, or whatever we want to do with it. So that frees up some money, and time, actually, also, that my husband doesn't have to work. I don't have to work. He doesn't have to work a ton of overtime to pay our bills. That's going to save time as well, time that we can spend with our kids. So that's a great savings right there. I had decided to start wearing less makeup. I should be showing off my skin anyway. As an esthetician, I should be showing off my skin and what I'm able to do with it and take care of it. So I shouldn't need a ton of makeup to cover up with. I do wear jewelry every once in a while, but not a lot. I just didn't put earrings in today. I don't know why, I just forgot. I only wear a minimal jewelry on my hands. Like, for instance, I have my wedding band I wear. Sometimes I'll wear, like, I have a mother's ring I'll wear on this hand. I do have a few necklaces that I'll wear. I'm slowly trying to get rid of some of my jewelry. Some of it has sentimental value to me because it came from loved ones. Some that have passed. So that's really hard to get rid of. So I'm thinking what I need to do is have like a memory box. Just a small box that I can keep some of that stuff in and put it away. Because I'm not really wearing it, but I also don't want to get rid of it. So for it to be out, taking up space is not the greatest thing. I mean, right now some of it's hanging in my bathroom. It's not really in the way, but it can clutter things up if I let it get out of hand. Another thing, along with wearing less makeup, is my clothing. I have reduced a lot of my clothing. I wear scrubs for work most days, and those days I'm wearing my scrubs, I can go home and not worry about taking them off. I just wear my scrubs home to do laundry, to work on the house, whatever. And they're comfortable, so I don't feel the need to change out of them when I come home. If it's hot, I may put on a pair of shorts with them, or like I'll just leave the top on, put a pair of shorts on, or roll my pants up. It just seems to me like a waste to have to change my clothes. So this reduces my amount of laundry. It's going to reduce the amount of water I use to wash my laundry. It's also reducing the amount of clothing I need to keep in my wardrobe. And then, of course, I had said, my kids have been getting rid of stuff. We also got rid of some of our books. We're still working on those. It's still kind of hard for my kids to get rid of stuff like that because they do like to read. But I reminded them that our local library is part of this system where they can get books from other libraries if it's not available there in our local library. So there's this vast, or I should say wide array of books that we can have access to. So we don't need to go to the bookstore and buy them. We don't need to keep as many books around, so we can reduce the amount of space we need for storing them. Most of the books we have at home, they have been read multiple times. There's no need to keep them. So we can get rid of them and pass them along to someone else who can enjoy them. So we have gotten rid of a few. I should say more than a few. I think I've gotten rid of about 10. But that only put a dent in our library at home, so to speak. Honestly, my children love books so much that my daughter said she would love to live in a library someday, buy an old library and just live in it. If that tells you how much my family likes books. So another one of the reasons for all this decluttering, getting rid of things, this whole minimalism journey, and this is going to probably confuse some people out there, especially those of you who are already minimalists. You're not going to probably understand this, but we are looking to move to a bigger house, and you're all probably thinking, most minimalists, they downsize. Well, we are in a small house right now. I mean, it's really small. We've had to utilize space in the basement, but by doing that, to put a bedroom down there, it has gotten rid of our storage space. We have some attic space for storage, and we have a little bit in the rest of the basement, but we also don't have a garage, which means my husband's tools are all pretty much squeezed into the other space in the basement that's not being used by the laundry room or our bedroom or bathroom. So that kind of hurts us. Like, we have to have some storage space for like so we have some camping stuff that can't be stored in the camper right now. We have our seasonal items for holidays. I have extra clothes for the kids that are in totes up in the attic. But when you get rid of that storage space, which we did, before that it was fine. But when you get rid of some of that storage space, no matter how much you downsize your stuff, when you have 6 people in your family, it gets very difficult, and you start ending up like bumping into each other constantly. Now, don't get me wrong, our house, it seems spacious for someone with a smaller family. And when we first moved in, it was myself, my husband, my older son, and I was pregnant with our daughter. We have since had 2 more children. The kitchen is very small. And by small, I mean like I can touch one wall. There has no cabinets on it. It's an outside wall. Spread my arms out, take 2 steps, and I can touch the countertop on the other side. And they're 2 fairly large steps, but still, I'm small. I'm a small person. And we have to have a pantry downstairs, which is not really a pantry, it's storage under the stairs. We have our extra fridge and freezer down there to store all our extra food. For 6 people, that's what we have to do. So we are moving to a slightly bigger house. We have not picked one out yet, but we are being very careful on what we purchase. We're not going to try to fill up a house. We want slightly bigger with some more room. I want room for guests and for family functions. Those are my 2 main reasons, other than the fact we need a little more room for the 6 of us. But I want room for family to come over. And that is a lot of that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to reduce our amount of stuff, so we can utilize that space a little bit better and have more room. Even with the size of my house now, we can't have a lot of people over. The rooms are just small. The dining room, we don't have room to extend the table anymore. There's just not a lot of room for people to move around. You can't pass by each other. So that's something we're looking into. And we want a nice big yard. We want room to park our camper. We don't have it parked at our house right now because there's no room. We don't have a garage, like I mentioned. That's something we need. We need a garage to store our vehicles so they don't get as much wear and tear. We can take better care of our vehicles. And as minimalists, I notice a lot of them, they make sure they have quality items that'll last longer, and they take care of them. Well, I can't take care of my vehicle if it's constantly going to have to sit outside under trees and be subject to the environment around it and all these things that can damage it. So I want to be able to keep it in a garage and keep it, take care of it, because it's almost paid off, and I want to keep it after that. So as far as like getting ourselves ready for moving, I want to tell you we've been working on a lot of things. This is not really so much with the minimalism, it's just kind of an update on what's going on with us. We have since pared down things so that we could actually stage the house to look like it's supposed to for a buyer. We have repaired our bathroom, started on a few other projects to repair, just little things to make them look nice. In the past, we've just made the house livable, and I realized to someone else that may not be appealing. So we're fixing up stuff. We're getting ready to paint the outside of the house. So by reducing a lot of our stuff and reducing our cost of things, that's helping to free up money to fix the house so we can sell it. If any of this seemed appealing to you, great. Comment on this video and let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, or if you have any suggestions for us. That'd be awesome. Otherwise, I will see you all later. Bye.